In exercise number 12 in section 1.2, we are given, I'm going to switch quickly here to a blue pen. We are given a solution right here, y, of the differential equation y double prime minus y equals 0. We want to then find a particular solution using these initial conditions. Really what we're doing is finding C1 and C2. Now in order to use this y prime condition, I'm going to have to know what y prime is, so let's figure out what that is first. Y prime, given that this is y, is C1 e to the x minus C2 e to the minus x, using the chain rule. And so then now let's go ahead and use our conditions. Y of 1 is equal to C1 e to the 1, putting a 1 for x, plus C2 e to the minus 1, and according to the condition that should be 0, this condition here. Now y prime of 1, we just calculate y prime, so put a 1 for x, is C1 e minus C2 e to the minus 1, and according to the condition that should be equal to e. So now I have two equations right here and two unknowns, C1 and C2. So we can find out what C1 and C2 are with these two equations. Now let's see how we do that. In fact, I can subtract. Well, let's go ahead and solve equation 1 for C1. It'll give me C1 e equals minus C2 e to the minus 1, or C1 is equal to minus C2 e to the minus 2, if I multiply times e to the minus 1 on both sides. So now I can plug that into the second equation, and I have minus C2 e to the minus 2, that's put in that for C1, times e minus C2 e to the minus 1, that should be e. So I have here minus C2 e to the minus 1 minus C2 e to the minus 1 equals e, or minus 2 C2 e to the minus 1 equals e. If I multiply times e and divide by negative 2, I find C2 to be e squared over 2, and I do have a negative. So negative e squared over 2, that's C2. So to find C1, I can plug in the C2 here, and I have e squared over 2. No, it's minus C2 e to the minus 2, which then gives me 1/2. So finally, my solution, my particular solution, I'm going to go ahead and write it up here, is y equals C1, which is 1/2 e to the x, plus C2, take that back, that should be plus C2, but C2 is negative, so minus e squared over 2 e to the minus x. If you see, we have, this is the original equation, we just plugged in C1 and C2, and that's the particular solution to this initial value problem.